The stock market's robot revolution started in a classroom at UC Berkeley. EquBot, Art Amador. When Art Amador worked in private wealth management at Fidelity, his clients expected him to know absolutely everything. Whether it related to global markets, macroeconomic factors, specific companies, or full sectors, their curiosities were wide-ranging, and Amador wondered if he'd ever find a way to be the all-knowing oracle they desired. That all changed one day in the fall of 2014 when Amador was pursuing his MBA at the Haas School of Business at the University of California at Berkeley. As part of an entrepreneurship class, he was placed in the same cohort as a longtime Intel engineer and machine learning specialist named Chaya Kachua, and the two got to talking. That conversation led to what its creators say is the world's first high-powered exchange-traded fund, one built on technology that could change the paradigm for how computers are used to invest. The fund, powered by IBM's Watson supercomputing technology, didn't end up launching for a few more years, but its roots can be traced back to that fateful first conversation at Berkeley. I was telling him it was impossible to have infinite knowledge about every stock, and about everything going on in markets, he tells Business Insider. I told him that there's simply too much information out there and not enough time to distill it into actionable ideas. As it turned out, Kachua had been researching for years how to sift through massive amounts of data in a way that extended far beyond human capabilities. With 2 master's degrees in computer engineering, including one from Stanford, he worked at Intel for 18 years, mostly focusing on machine learning. His background, in artificial intelligence and machine learning, was the perfect use case, Amador says. We started talking about how that could apply to the equity markets. Even though the early groundwork had been laid for what would eventually become their newest venture, Kachua and Amador went their separate ways after the program ended. But the gears in Kachua's head never stopped turning, and in September 2016 he invited Amador to join him in building a product that would combine their respective areas of expertise. Amador took some time to think about it. In his mind, the result would be an AI-powered quantitative hedge fund, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to give up his job at Fidelity for that. But Kachua had other ideas. He wanted to build and launch an ETF. To him, the ideal application for his technology was to get it into as many hands as possible. And if he combined it with Amador's investment prowess, they could build an ETF available to be traded by the average person with a brokerage account. EquBot CEO and co-founder Chaya Kachua. EquBot. Working at Intel gave me insight into how machine learning's and AI technology is maturing and how the benefits it offers can really be maximized, he tells Business Insider. It gave me a unique perspective, and I asked myself for a while when the right time would be to go out and create some product that can help many people. A big part of Amador's decision to ultimately join Kachua in pursuing an ETF was the latter's acceptance into the highest tier of the IBM Global Entrepreneurship Program. After all, his machine learning and AI efforts were powered by the company's Watson supercomputer. That gave Kachua $125,000 with which to pursue his idea. And it provided Amador crucial validation for the endeavor. He joined up shortly thereafter, and the duo launched EquBot. Then they put Watson to work. The eventual result was the recently launched high-powered equity ETF, ticker, AEQ, which analyzes more data than humanly possible, all in the pursuit of building the perfect portfolio of 30 to 70 stocks. And the technology enables it to do that while constantly analyzing information for 6,000 US-listed companies. EquBot CEO and co-founder Art Amador. EquBot. But there's a wrinkle. EquBot's AI model is built to act like a rational investor. In addition to analyzing regulatory filings, quarterly news releases, articles, social media postings, and management teams, it's also designed to assess market sentiment and weed out potentially faulty inputs, including so-called fake news. A rational investor looks at a company as a whole and they draw insight into what's right, looking at the complete picture, Kachua says. The AI model helps us do that. The technology doesn't only help you decide what to do, it can also educate you on why it's happening. That